family, blessed love, giving thanks, life giver and the keeper of life, giving thanks for your presence. Rastafari lives and reigns eternally. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah love, Rastafari, giving thanks, life giver and the keeper of life, giving thanks for your presence. Rastafari lives and reigns eternally. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah love, giving thanks, life. Once again, blessed love, honorable family. Yes, of course, we glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I, in all good doings and saying, and give thanks, of course, for your presence with us. As you would know, this is the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of True Divine Salvation. Of course, we give thanks for your presence with us. This is officially the program entitled Welcome to the House of Priests. Reasoning is better than preaching. Of course, your host, Honorable Priest Isaac, and the Honorable Kes Westmore, the Honorable Priest Richie. And this is officially an radio annual exclusive program. And of course, we do stream through other platforms. I would just like to say blessed love to the Honorable Kes Westmore, my Lord.
Blessed love God, I God.
Clear as crystal clear. Rastafari. Is it possible that the I could have bring us into this reasoning with the short opening prayer?
Oh, give thanks, my Lord. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Glory be to our Father, and to the Son, to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, Jehovah without end. Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. From the ends of the earth will I cry unto thee. My heart is overwhelmed, lead I to the rock that is higher than I, the Most High, for thou hast been a shelter from my and I, and a strong tower from the enemy. And I shall abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust under the covert of thy wings. Selah, Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks to the abundance of mercy, O thou Most High. Give thanks to thy truth. Give thanks to thy holy priesthood order, O thou Most High God. We give thanks to the formation of the Congress. We give thanks to know that the Congress is moving on from lowland to island to higher region. God bless us and sanctify through this night, O thou Most High. As you say, reason is better than preaching. We give thanks to all fullness. King Emmanuel 7, down I God. Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love, honorable God.
My Lord, give thanks.
Blessed love, give thanks.
All is well with the eye.
All is well, because well, we WELL, we love life. Yes, we give thanks.
True, positive. Well, give thanks again, family. We're looking at exactly 12 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. And again, this is the program entitled Welcome to the House of Priests. If this is the first time you're stepping into this reasoning and this discussion, this really is about the Congress itself, the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. Of course, not leaving no one out, but definitely, as we say, organization above all organizations. So we definitely, taking our root and understanding the supremacy, the black supremacy thereof, and the order. We even from them previous programs, of course, we have had some reviews, and some individuals would have been, very joyful and happy to hear our discussion and hear our reasonings, especially since we are now in the Lenten moment, in the Lenten period. We had the Honorable Priest Lamont with us in our previous program. He's not with us tonight, but he definitely will be joining us again, hopefully even during this time of the Lenten period, even as an educator and even as a teacher and as an individual, maybe so a young imple at the time, but still that would have been around the father. Well, most ones were young imple at the time, but he would have been one of the younger of the elders. But at the same time, ones have been showing their interest, reaching out, and of course wanting to learn more about, the not only the fasting but even the praying. And again, this is what this program is for, and other programs too that have been established, and it is designed really to express to the congregation, express to the community how it is that things are done in the way of the order, the way of the Bobo Shanti. Now, from my knowledge, and I can only speak of what I know, but I still am sure that what I can bring forward is something credible, especially the source that I would have taken such information from, and the different sources, I should say, that I would have gotten them levels of information from. Now, interesting, the cup fast. Again, even my Lord it really let me really understand. Okay. That's exactly what a cup fast is. It was a simple thing. It's just that how I got it first is that the cup fast, for those who may not know now, when Bobo Shanti would break their fast, you don't just get up and eat. Many people may not know that, we actually, especially during this time of Lent now, the elders would have taught I and I to get a fresh cup, something natural, a calabash or
Calabash.
so you could, clean, or even, even a coconut shell that is well nice and everything. And you use that, put that away in a nice bag or a safe place when you're done. So take it and drink juice out of it and all of these different things. So that was a teaching that I would have received. And of course, most of I and I, even when we break our fast on the Sabbath and so, we would do it that way. All right, so when you hear of cup fast, you do think of a cup. Okay. But now, coming to understand, because when I heard of cup fast, I was thinking of the midday fast, and I considered that downsetting in the 6 o'clock fast to be a heartical fast. But then now I learned now that it's not, both of them could be heartical fast. In fact, most of I and I right now that are fasting are doing heartical
fasting.
Because we are not breaking the fast in the tabernacle. So whether you break the fast in the tabernacle at 12 midday or the setting of the sun, once you go through that ceremony where you go in the fasting house and that whole tradition that you go through, I never been through that official tradition. Most ones in this thing now would not have gone through the official fasting ceremony. I know even at the headquarters about 2 or 3 years ago, there was an official cup service fast for the Good Friday resurrection. I don't know. I don't think it happened last year, nor the year before, and I don't know exactly what would happen this year. But this was well documented. The Honorable Priest Shimran on Black United Nation television has a good piece of that service, at least the fasting, cup fasting, fast breaking aspect of it. Beautiful vibration. You see the elders there, the elders that would have known the way. Priest Sheppy,
Rastafari.
Honorable Priest Fliego, and you see them ministering the honey and and the water and the bread and these different things. And you see those go out who would take their cup and go outside and turn to the south and spit in the little hole. So it's a lot of different things, and this is just the service aspect of it. That's why we say this Melchizedek order thing, it looks simple but it's deep. But what I get into now
Aye.
is that how I would have gotten this science is that, and I think that this is where it leads from a strict level to an understanding level. Because a reputable elder, I wouldn't call his name right now, would have told me that when you're doing the cup fast, this is what he tell me now, when you're doing the cup fast, you burn your chalice in the morning, early, before Psalms reading, this is what the elder tell me. And you do not smoke again until you break the fast. And when you done the chalice, you wash out your mouth and you go Psalms reading, and you don't smoke again. You don't leave no church and go smoke nothing, you don't go smoke again. So I had that as a firm rule. And then I come to hear some say, well, this is the basin for the man them that didn't smoke. And then the man them that smoke, they take their cup and go outside. But I said, but wait, I didn't know it was a choice. Because how the other elder teach me, it wasn't a choice thing. It was a rule. So you see, that's why we were even saying the previous time, man have to know how to listen swiftly and know how to discern. And this thing is a real understanding order. But I'm going to make the eye come in, because, I just kind of looking at things from a different angle. My Lord, blessed Lord.
Yeah, bless the love, God. Give thanks to life. We give thanks again for the Sabbath that we go through. Give thanks to the services that are going through where tabernacles are. I was taking a look at the Antigua service here. So, give thanks and glorify all movements, Melchizedek order going four wings of the earth. Give thanks to see the banners rising also. Yes, my Lord, covering four corners of earth. So we give thanks and glorify. Give thanks again for the Lenten season. In a season of cleansing, because everything is cleansing as the Father said, earth, not earth, I am earth, because even earth is cleansing, even the sea is cleansing also. As a period of time going into spring where life will have to come forth also. So you find out, say, even the fishes in the seas and all these things, many of them are impregnated at the moment of time. They have young in them and they'll bring forth. So you see, everything is on a purge in this time. So it's just I and I to know that, just like the water cover the earth, a same amount of percentage of water in the human physical structure also, I go through. So earth, not earth, for I am earth. That's Rastafari. It's a good moment, priest, because I remember in 2001 year, and we see honorable priest, Bob did, and honorable priest Jesus, the rise up even the fasting service, because it was when honorable priest Jesus returned from honorable priest Jesus and the fisherman from Bahamas in that time, that I and I even see the first even watchful tradition also. You see it and participate in it, So give thanks. And then within that moment of time, as I spoke in the previous program, they said 1999, those time coming was like a resurrection time, you see. And then we see the honorable priest, started, the priest, they started the fasting order in the tabernacle. Well, it's not a lot of angels come, but you see the young angels, them go. You understand? And honorable priest Rabbi, that's honorable priest Robert Utah, that's honorable priest Jaman's father also. When they speak of priest Bob, and they said that when they just came to the foundation, it's priest Bob that is running the fasting house. As him said, this is the man that will say, eat of my flesh, And so this is the man that is in there running the fasting house. So it's not, you will have other angels, but he said, this is the man. You understand? So when we go to the tabernacle now, and the honorable priest Bob him, make the hole dig outside and packed with stone, never angel because it's a classroom time. Because one thing with the honorary priest, Bobby, them always ready for the service. Always ready for the service, you know. So the unleavened bread now bake up the palace, you know, as Asian tradition and it come down same way. So we see we are in see this going up, you know. I have to say everything that's going on because you're hearing it. I remember I said when I come to the classroom and our priest Bob wasn't there as yet, you know, because he was outside there and then yeah, and then in that moments of time, so 1990, so late 97, 98, and our priest, you know, Jesus and our priest, Shimra and those angels. And there was a time we're going through still, you know, at the moment of time. So when the honorable priests come forward in the yard, because I think he have a course that he make. He say, if you follow King Emmanuel, you can't go wrong, you know. Yeah, this is only salvation stands. So I see the honorable priest bring us now, and then he as the leading priest of the altar, he come off and he break his fast. Understand? So the first time I go see this now because even doing this now, I change how I used to break my fast because enough ones will learn and then wash out their mouth first before they wash their face. You see, so when you go in the tabernacle now, yeah, there's a basin. You see that over to the south side. It's in the fast, there's a basin over the south side, and there's a basin at the door as you enter in. If you remember how that tabernacle is, right? So when you enter, the honorable priest Bob would greet I and him tell I is now to dip with my hand in the basin over by the south side. And tap I face 3 times, we'd have to tap I face 3 times. And then you come over to the basin now at the door, and you have to dip them out in the basin now, right? And take up the water in your mouth and go through the door of the west. And then you turn to the east and you block your prayer, and also you gargle your throat and you spit in the hole, dust the Babylon.
And the whole now, to the south is to the west.
Pardon me, to the west. But you're right, you go through the west door and go outside here and you block, you're facing the east and you're saying your prayer, and you turn and your article on. So it's not like you just turn when you turn and your article on like but you do it away like a spit over your shoulder.
It's true.
Because the enemy they behind and spit. Right, and then you block it. Then when you go inside now, we receive the water also, break and knife fast also, and then you have the bread, right, and then give us a little honey in our hands. Now when we come forward now, because angels end up smoking same way, and then that's another service again, and I'm sure that no. So you smoke now, you couldn't really put your mouth in the same basin there. You understand?
But your hand can go in the other one.
No, not even that part. He participated. You get him let you get a calabash. And you go outside with the calabash. So all what you do inside when touching the water, I take it up, is a calabash you have to use to wash your face and break your fast out there. Understand? And same way you wash your face. As I say, when I started out and angels ones and one showing eye before I see a fasting house, I used to just gargle the water first. You understand? Because most angels are showing, but when I see the fasting house, I say, oh, that means your face, and then you gargle, then you spit. You see it, so it just 15 forward and just continue the same way as you learn it in the tabernacle. You see it, so when I want now wash them face, because they are the powerful, because it's not about what right and what wrong, You understand? It's the different parts of it that you must learn. That means that because you say the nitty-gritty of everything where it begin, where it coming from, where you do this. That is why I say now in all you get in, you get understanding or overstanding or understanding why you have to do what you do, and the next man see what you have to do, and him have to do. Is the fullness. So when you wash your face and you gargle from the calabash and you spit in the hole. Now remember the size of the calabash. You might not right, it's a little thing, but the amount of water in it now for you to spit, some going to leave in the bash. You understand? So when that little bit in the bash, you throw it in the hole also, dust to Babylon. With that liquor that is left in the bash, you come inside, and when you come inside now, you still will get a drink from the bash, and you still get your bread and your honey. But the only thing, him do not make you break your fast inside, putting your hand in the basin and taking it up with your mouth because it's smoke. Yeah. So it goes straight through till the resurrection moments. And that's that. So if I remember one day now, honorable priest Justice Scarlett and honorable priest Bob was on the altar, and him when he give I the bread about the palace, he said, go in the fasting house. So when I go inside and put the bread in the fasting house and go on the altar now, the honorable priest Bob showed me now, so I'm going to show I know how to conduct it. So he came out of his position and he put idea now to minister to the fasting, and in a couple service where we go through with that still. So that is my first experience and everything. And then even afterwards, that the honorable priest Bob, not priest Bob, honorable priest Robert Luther again will tell you over again and say, yeah man, priest Bob used to run the fasting house. You understand? So within that we would just keep that in the whole meditation. Same as the water.
We say you tap if it's 3 times, you say that one.
Yes. When you dip your hand in the water, the fasting base enamel bowl there, white with the blue around the rim, put your hand in there, tap your face, just tap your face.
So like how now
it's like you have your 2 hands, dip in, right? And then right hand covering right eye and left article hand covering the article eye, and you tap your face to the water.
Okay, now see like how we break fast now and a man just go outside go in the corner and man, some man does wash their face like when you're washing your face in the morning and so and clean it up. So
yeah.
Like I must say, I never come across that 3 tap thing in not unless I miss it out in some culture already. But so I say, okay. So we should. You think we should?
No. The thing is that no, honorable priest. That's what happened inside the fasting room. But the man with the calabash wash his face outside. The man with the calabash wash his face outside. It's true.
Yes, and it's a different.
Yeah, man. Probably, and then you have the water with change because the water is, and the thing is that now in the fasting also there's this earthen vessel where the water is, and that water tastes different. Yes, the clear part, the earthen vessel. The water in it, and they have a river stone in it, but there's a stone. And ancient people, older people normally put that in, and it keeps the water pure, clean, and it just cool. The water pure, clean, and it just cool. Different taste, and the water already coming from out of Jacob's well or by the palace already. So that coming down and going in the earthen vessel. So that is there already, So the vessel that bring it down, because and Asian people tell you from a long time, like when you pour that water in your earthen vessel or your copper, whatever elements or whatever that is in that, the following day waiver, that's well purified. So that's why I should say, it's those kind of vessels we're supposed to keep our water in also our drinking water. Selassie Jah Rastafari. Love God.
Let's give thanks again, family. You know, give thanks to Honorable
Yes,
Chris
God.
Westmore. Let me just make sure everything is okay here. And I hope I'm sounding good and everything is all right. Yeah, so just saying that even to the audience, you know, and our listeners and everything thereabouts, you know, this is why even when we're talking about the Melchizedek order, you know, and King Emmanuel order, how mystic and unique, you know, the man is, because just that explanation and how the fast is broken and inside of tabernacle, outside of the tabernacle, and different directions and different angles, and how many times you do this and how many times you do that, and if you smoke at this time, well, you can't do this, but you can still do it, but you have to do it this other way, and you have to do it outside, but we don't prepare that place for you, and honey and bread, because all of that very mystic, you know, honey going into the system after no food being in the system for at least, you know, 20 something hours, you know, for on a daily regular honey
Selassie
kill
Jah
bacteria and
Rastafari.
different things and parasites, and so yeah, that's the fire. So all of them little simple things, as I say, the clay pot, you know that the clay, you and the eye, sure, I know for sure that the clay, you know, the nourishment, and the minerals that inside of the clay, the same
Right.
way that the poultice and them things go into the physique of the body, you know, it blend with the water naturally. The river stone does that too, but that I think that doing something else to some other level, some spirit. You know, cause that same honorable priest Rabbi, they say priest German father. You know, I sure you would have heard of a situation with one of his youth where the youth was extremely sick. I don't want to do, well, he was very open with it, so I don't think it's not died, but I don't want to go too in detail, but the youth was very sick, and you know, all kind of things went around thinking this and that was done to the youth. But anyway, it reached the King Emmanuel, because the professionals couldn't do nothing. Well, the medical professionals and the other type of professionals, but nobody could really handle what was happening to the daughter. Daughter was like she just disappearing really. And King Emmanuel tell the honorable priest to go, you know, in an area far in the forest somewhere
Right.
where, you know, nobody be walking up and down, and
Just, yeah,
dig a
man.
tree, like not tree, 7 inches in the ground, and take the dirt and come back and throw it in something. Like, I can't remember the details, with some water, and then make her drink it. And I, from my understanding, start to, you know,
It's true,
vomit
man.
certain things, green and all kind of color, and, you know, and then she spring back up. So I just saying all of that too, you know, with just when you're saying the type of clay pot and the stone from the river and the type of stone, you know, we may not understand every single thing, but me tell you, the master, King Emmanuel, the master, my lord, the master, Melchizedek himself, you know, that is why
Yeah,
we
man.
sing them hymns, you know,
No other
trust and
way.
obey, you know, man. We try, there's no other way. We try to explain everything. Well, we don't need that, and we do it this way. And, you know, give thanks that we can at least try to improvise in the wilderness too, you know. You know, but that's why even, you know, we working as a oneness, trying to return to at least a unity amongst ourselves, so we can rise the standards, especially with the generations coming. And for
Yes,
I,
sir.
there's no generation coming. This generation, and I do. Yeah. So let me ask there is a thing there too. In when you came to the hill too, said we, this thing about okay, so from my understanding that when you when you break your fast at midday and service come down and so, And that itself too, before I go there, that itself is a process. Because I could only imagine, the tabernacle pack,
Yeah, man.
pack tabernacle, right there, big tabernacle pack.
Yeah, man.
And I could only imagine this hymn, whatever the hymn, break down the bread of life, or come and dine, whatever it is they're singing, just going through, because even for the listeners, this is what's going on, I don't know if you catch what the honorable priest about. The leading priest will go and break his fast first, and then all the priests eventually come off and break the fast, and I show how it go. If it's in the same way that we come out the tabernacle, our elder priests get preference first, and so I'm not sure. But how it go, my Lord will explain in more detail. But it go in different, in single file.
Right.
So it's a timely thing. That's the point I'm making. It's something that take time. Right. It just happen randomly. It take time. By 12:30,
it take time.
You may still be going through that. Just looking to see, and then you have to say the creed, and then you come out to the tabernacle maybe 1:45. Now, from my comprehension, King, they have a
if you bring up the fast, so the fasting start again.
If you bring up the fast, so the
Right.
fasting
Yeah,
start
man.
again.
No, hold that though. Yeah, I see that, because I hear everyone talk about this grace period, but that hand it sound like it come with no grace period. So
Yeah, man. Because remember, all these things, because this, as you said, even when the another priest is there and rise the fasting order, the fasting order rise to a fullness, and as I said, angels come, and that angels are still not come. Understand? And that's the thing with schoolroom too, especially Melchizedek schoolroom. You might just make one move and go country, and an important lesson take place when he was not there. That's how Melchizedek's all right. But as you said, that time now, you have another priest Kevin, another priest part, a lot of angels, and those times another priest Kevin up the palace, and every priest Troy also, right? And then the horn will blow. The horn will blow. Just know that yes, we start again 2:00 and we're gone up. You understand? And I will up a joy out I'd see me still, because the honorable priest Jesus might be up there sending a judgment upon earth also still, after I blow the horn and short angels, and angels are gone up again. That's a whole joy, whole goodness going through. You see? At that present moment of time there. So as Eva, not to go further still about the earth, because I don't want to forget this part. Because when I just enter the foundation after have a couple strong, it was Honorable Empress Phyllis that said to me first, and then some angels that, this is a part of the cleansing coming to fall to Bobo Shanti. You understand? Wherein you get a fresh era where no. Ones and ones, there's a clean era, pure era, identify that, and you dig 7 inches of earth also, and put it in the glass, in the jar also, and then you pour the water on it and let it settle. Settle, and then drink it. And the Asians will tell you just say Psalms 24, the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So it's also a purging, because you see, Christ really a clean and I open in every family. Purify and I as his saints, as archangels. From all impurity of the world, because him say, my son, welcome wanderer, welcome back to home. There was wandered far away. Come home. So come in, my little ones, come in my father's house. So it's coming now, so the prodigal return, and clean the Father, clean us up and prepare us to stand before the throne, stand before the King.
Rastafari. Hey, them programs here, I know it's enough ones appreciate of these programs. These programs as simple as they sound, because we're streaming to YouTube at the moment too. These programs are solid. nourishment and you know, just a strength. Even again, my lord. So the type of you know, we reason about the different type of fast now. So because you know, I meditate within myself. You know, although yes, we have a you know, we have a good gathering here in Antigua. We're still not the camp life. You know, and let me see how long now. I would say my daughter age, I would say 15 years. I would say 15 years.
Oh,
I really
wonderful.
doing a real solid fast. 15 years, like every year.
Wonderful.
Maybe 20. The first 5 years prior to that, like when I leave the camp and so first, I was doing something, but it wasn't it until I don't
Yes.
know, I missed something there, but when
Give
we
thanks,
preach
give
and
thanks,
heal,
give
yeah
thanks.
man, he straighten man out. And I can honestly tell you,
Give thanks. Give thanks.
every year, the 15 years there, I think, although it's a two different fasts I do, you know, it kind of intermittent, you know, one this time, one the other time, you know, but
That's the
still,
power's
I think
praise.
I always hold it good and hold it strong.
That's a power's praise.
But now, let me just share this now, because even up to the night before this Lenten, I said, man, I can do the 12 to 2. Because the brotherhood trying to, you know, trying to encourage me.
Yeah.
I can tell you straight, all, you know, priests got around here. So priests got encouraging me and my life.
Yeah, man. Powers,
Let's
man.
do it together, man. 12 to 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Powers, man.
And he have no, but you know, he have his own opinion on the 68 too. But anyway, even up to the night before, because I mean, I understand, you know, but as I said to myself, I said, listen, man, this need a serious level of brotherhood. Now, I decided to go to the 68. And I tell him there now, the Wednesday morning, right,
Yes.
we having fasting service.
Yes.
When I go to the car to strike up, I get ta 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 ta.
Yeah.
There's a Wednesday morning. All right. Checking this, I thought it was the starting motor, mechanic come, everything. So we find the problem is the terminal wire, so and so we go and get it fixed. But what I'm saying, King, in all that running around, you know, I pass midday and go all into what would be the fast breaking time. And I said to myself, now watch this. Look how this they turn out. It's them little things I try to get away from, you know.
Sure.
Because I like to break my fast comfortably. You know, you don't break your fast out the road. Be checking for battery thing and so, you know, do it that way. You have to be home, comfortable, hot meal, you know. And even in my case, a king like I have a beautiful family, empress, daughter, youth that can prepare meals for
All
me.
right.
Meal
True
always
God.
ready. I don't even have to strike a fire. You understand?
All right.
But yet
True God.
still, even with all of that bucketive there, with that whole army, just my run-ins alone can hitch it. But when I keep my 6, I always land in comfortable, King. Now the next day after that, the Thursday, and then I using it as I just showing you. I understand in the camp life, in the brotherhood, when you know you at service, you have
Right.
starting, you know, to go drive, go to service, you know, you at service and a man. You understand? And then you're coming off the altar, and you know all you have to do is sit down and whoop warm soup, and you're gone. It's a different mentality. Now the next day now, I had a radio program I had to do. It was for 12:30, albeit, but about 11:15, the host of the program called and said, "You can come earlier." Again, I said, "Now look at that." No, and you know the kind of work that we do. And that's one of the reasons. Just going through it over the years, that's one of the reasons I picked that fast. It's
Now,
not,
man.
believe me, not like it's an easier fast. I can tell you that.
No, man.
But to me, it's more comfortable. I can tell you. The other one, I mean, Jah open and make the way, you know, but maybe through earth runnings, I just usually pick that.
Yes, I never got to give thanks. You see, the thing is that, you know,
Yes, I never got gift thanks.
we learn all of them. You understand? And man upon mission, you know, as Priest Bobby said, man go and man come. You understand? And Man,
Man come.
Yeah, man.
alright in a film soul, in my soul know it right well. You see, because man is on a mission. Also, now the first thing you say, you see, when you're in that camp here, that generator, that solar energy, that energetic place here where you're together, and the settings like together is a different settings. Yeah, you see, I say. No, remember a man with a road upon a mission, and then we try to come in early. If you reach there, if you go in and tabernacle and break him fast, so as a mission now, because learning these things, because the man say, as we speak of it, all you get understanding is that. I remember we're on a journey, we are in enough purging, because it's set if you see how humble you is, because you probably upon a 2 to 12, and then the next man upon the 8 to 6, and the next man probably I say, 2 to 12 if you upon and all them things. You come out of yourself.
Yeah, true.
You there that is speaking, that was on a 2 to 12, you come out of yourself. Who is you to judge? Because you still never, like we're in our fullness, and we say, this is what we're going to do. So it is there now. If you don't mind sharp, you do what you're not supposed to be doing in length. By your speaking this and speaking that, because everything is a cleansing. Judge not, lest thou be judged. Pay attention in yourself. I humble my soul with fasting, and my prayer returning to my own bosom. Whatever you fast with in Lent, when you finish, when Lent seal up, that is where you're going to come out, come do. If you did love gossip, and that you feel, because remember, anything you're doing for 21 days, it becomes a habit, it becomes dwell in your subconscious mind. So when the subconscious now start bring out all of that way, all of that way, you put in that for 21 days and 45 days and everything. When you come out, you find out that same energy, where it's that energy of the tribe pass and chew away and all of them things. That means you could always move to the next level, because the next level is working on all our thoughts is and the purity of our mind, because we're walking through the valley of the shadow of death and we fear no evil, because it's different levels. You have to go through zones and everything. So each level is bringing you to enter to that zone, to your higher self. So because you see priest, every level teacher, because remember in the upon 86 and you hold that all things in you have got through the whole day, and sometimes you feel well drained, but see you have to continue, you have to go through, and it's like it show you have a victory. And you see that you just have victory. When you manifest it and it's here, you see it's a victory. Yes, and so it's a different level of testing. Because remember, even on Sabbath fasting difference, it's 12 midnight to 12 midday. You understand? To someone, depends on the time when we wake up, it's just a 7-hour fast, not to him. But see, when you rest, it's a fast. You see, but when you look on the 8 to 6, you see an entire day from sunrise to sunset in front of you. Have all type of things going on. Eating, drinking, and so we give thanks to Melchizedek order.
So, depending on what. But here's now, depending on and a few ones saying they hear in a little echo. I can't figure out what it may be. I even see those on the YouTube saying they hear a little echo. But well, ones are saying it's not that strong, but I don't know. I don't know if it's coming through the radio as well, but just pardon us, and we aren't going to be too long,
Sweet.
Sweet. Short and spicy and just yeah. And we hope next strong, hopefully a next mighty angel would come in with us and sitting with us, and as we go through, a few people saying it's blessed. Okay, well, I guess maybe, as I said, it's not too strong. from what we're gathering. Yes, all right. Yes, my Lord, give thanks. So yeah, man, the Lenten period, the fasting period. I was actually saying, as I said, I don't know if you heard the culture I was putting on the Sabbath just gone there when we were talking about. I was showing that from my perspective, King Emmanuel also fulfilled the 40 days and the 40 nights of fasting. It's not as if we're not eating for 40 days and 40 nights. In fact, like for example, okay, when you done the fast, when you done the Lent, when you go and eat something in the night now, you can manfully say to yourself, boy, it's a long time I don't eat nothing in the night, and feel it and understand the feeling like, boy, it's a long time I don't eat something in the night. Nighttime wasn't for eating. And the man that may be doing the 8 to 6, when you wake up the sun, then you go and take a breakfast now, you say, boy, it's a long time I don't eat nothing in the day, You understand? So in that construct, you have the 40 days. You have man that fast for 40 days. Like that 40 days consecutively that they don't eat nothing in the day. And then you have ones that for 40 nights consecutively they don't eat nothing in the night. Because no one really do no 40 days and 40 nights as if we're not eating nothing at all. Because here what the scripture saying, he did not, for 40 days and 40 nights, he did not eat nor drink anything. So that story of the Jesus, that's how I know, even in that story, that one man represent all of us. Because he know, according that man don't do that. There are people that go longer than 40 days and 40 nights and don't eat nothing at all. But I'm looking at the symbolism of it and how it play out in us, in I and I as Baba Shanti, that within our construct of fast, they have those who fast for 40 days, and they have those who fast for 40 nights. You know how it is with King Emmanuel thing, he show you how he turn water to wine and all them little different things. You take them little phrases and they come out to the fullness. So yes, King, so I'm looking, even as I said before we seal up too as well, you were talking about, the agency of the order and, the Honorable Priest Bob, give thanks for such a elder one and what he would have taught us, and give thanks even the I would have, taken that and stored that in your archives, because all of that is a part of the building and rebuilding process. So now when the time comes for us to really get to that gummy level and really rise this thing, at least we know for sure you and many other ones, of course, the I and many other ones would have had this thing done locked down and already carved in your brain and know exactly how we're going forward with it. But yes, King, so I'm looking now at the whole aspect of the breaking of the fast with that same, I still sticking to what we were talking about before, with that short time frame that is given now. Because when you have 2 hours, I personally, I can map out that 2 hours properly, because I sit down and think about all of this. Because remember, I never lived that camp life, really, so in a sense I kind of have to imagine it. And I imagine it with mathematics, because as I just say, maybe many ones never think about this, but when I say, but look at that big tabernacle there. When the service they can come down, that's what I think. So I know in my 2 hours, me and the I fast and so already, you don't know how we do it. We break the fast 12 o'clock and burn a pipe, eat a food, come back and burn a pipe and still eat again. That's me, And that still encompass 2 hours. But when you break a fast in the tabernacle and you go back and you clapping and singing and him come down and creed say and you come out, holy love, and then when you done, yes my Lord, bless it and give thanks and gang, you almost reach 1 o'clock. So in that 1 hour period, for them, that's strict. To me, that is like a next level of this thing, that to me is almost like it's 1 hour you have. If you really in a campus where you have a hefty congregation like in that time, and service running correctly. As they say, everyone don't come to school, but plenty people in class. And those who come to school and come to class, really, in reality, is a hour. Not unless them is the one that get the grace period. I just trying to balance this thing out, because remember, we have to listen sharply when the elders talk. So you as a man really go into service every day. In reality, if my maths is correct, it's just an hour you have. Cause it's not as if when the whole of the love done and the last prayer is said, for those who know the order. Because when the service done, just walk out the church, and shake people's hand. It's a long single file procession for those who don't know. Back into the camp, and we have a sing until everybody done come out, and the person that holding the banners, the guard put away the banners and come in, and everyone inside, and the gate closed, and then a final little prayer is said, and then we free up. That will take you to about at least 10 minutes to one, Honorable my Lord. And it's not as if a hot sip drop in your hand right away. It's still a measure of getting yourself together and getting comfortable and sitting down and being served. All of that. Being served, and so that must take time. Man, that's serious, my Lord. And the I live it. I live it. So this is why I was checking, and we're going to soon see. So when that 2 o'clock horn blow, my Lord, this grace period that I hear about, is that a reality, or by right a man supposed to stop feasting at that time? You dear King? Oh. Honorable my Lord. Wow, Honorable Priest Richie. Honorable Guess Westmore. All right. Okay. All right, dear. All right. All right. I hope I wasn't boring him with my lengthy explanation there, but you don't know how it goes. Yeah, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Anyway, really the plan really was to seal up at this time here. It would still be nice for the Honorable to come in again to just, give a sealing word. If not, we will seal even at this moment. Hey, we were officially streaming this program to the YouTube, but let me just remind each and everyone, and even to the YouTube family that are there, you could definitely, press the like button and like the video and
yes, God.
better stream.
Yes,
Yes, my Lord, pardon me. Give thanks.
I hear what I was saying, but I don't know how
I
come to
forgot what I
mic.
was saying.
I hear what you were saying, but I don't know how
I come like we need
Okay, true.
Michael the Archangel, not just Mike. Yeah. Yes, Honor.
That's my.
True. But yeah, even in sealing up,
Yeah.
anything
As you
you
was
want to say concerning what I said, and
Yeah.
it's just mystic how I'm thinking of it, especially in that time. I couldn't imagine. I just see the time is real short. It's more than it's 2 hours is one thing, but that's
true
not
majesty, give thanks to life, as I said, grace period, because many things happen still. And as I said, when the horn go up 2 o'clock, it just shows say it's like remembering, and the trumpet blow in the morning, we're supposed to rise already before. At least you say one thing Bull Bay people them know. When they hear the trumpet blowing in the morning, 6 o'clock. When they hear blowing in the evening again, say 6 o'clock time to pray. When they hear blow 2 o'clock for the fasting go, man go on them knees and pray, and man start the fasting again. You see it? Yeah. Man go on them knees and pray. Man make man know say the hour that, you know. You understand? Now a man in himself have self. You know, we say, all right, a 15 minutes grace. Not sure me they come in little late and them thing there. Him probably just extend for him little time. But the man where they upon the gates with him where start him journey. He then just go one side, he won't even eat in front of the man. Then just go hold him a little vibes, you know, and finish up what I do. Out of respect to him, you know. So it's just a fool. As the man said, in all I get, you know, it understanding, overstanding. You see it? So that is it, you know, because his mercy endured forever, you know. The journey. As I say, we know the point as the angel, as I was meditating, as I said today, and I say, we don't come to conquer, man. Yeah, that you see that theme there. Yeah, so they always have praise. That's it, praise. Is that counting, no count. We just drinking milk, the sincere milk of the word. So we just give thanks because, you know, many angels will speak of their testimony of what them see. You see it, so you have to speak of what you see, what you know, what you've observed, what you have gained, come to our consciousness, because you say, you know, I love the 86 year to him. Yeah, man. It said about when I see everyone going through within that 2 to 12 and the foundation. Come on, it's all I and I. When you look with upon the altar, when you look I and I then at the bingy, when you look with the stick bush, when you look with the broom face, so when you look in at the kitchen, when you look we have build a house over there, so when you look we have build a fence, so all of us together. And the funniest thing too, you know, when Lent going through, sometimes a man might think say, you know, I don't know what people work in that Lent. My observation in Lent are the most things in a Lent. Are the most building up, are the most like mother's second project, like mother's second project. You know, some mother's set himself and say, yeah man, I might think that I may have for this Lent, you know, and fast and pray. Fence of work his son, man upon the broom, that is how I see it. You see, it's enough work got through. And it's a period of time too, wherein, you know, and a whole settings, it's any movements, man. It reminds me of the time, like, when say Moses and Pharaoh all, and every time you go to Pharaoh, you know, Pharaoh no want to let go of people, them saying just come forward again and go in at the mountain, and they are being geared of parties and fortnights, so you say, you know, I like a artillery, they rise up in the wilderness, in the desert. Each time you go check Pharaoh, so should come straight into March 1st again. The formation of the Congress, March 4th, go forth, you know. So it's a really agitation moment, because even at that moment of time, when we look at what our father Melchizedek, King Emmanuel Charles was doing, even coming to that time, even this period of time coming to that time there, yes, it's many things going to rise up in the country, because once now when the Honorable Empress was doing the book, you know, right, and a priest started the check I say the Honorable Empress needed a strength, she wanted a strength, so one go down by the archives of the Cleaner Company and get some information of what was going on at that time, because you know the federation thing was going on, talk of Wolipa Federation talk was going on at that time. You see, so when you go down to the archive now you read, it was a good thing to find out what was happening that time. And you realize leading up to the moment Wolipa gathering was going on. Wolipa gathering. You see, the Wolipa gathering, so you know, so within them period of time there. If you check it, so sometimes the date of Lent probably start after the 1st of March, and sometimes it start before, and sometimes it start even at that time. So it have been good to, but it was a Saturday, a Sabbath day. So we know say if it did start, we know say it was from the Wednesday already. You see it are in a February, but it's a moment of time of agitating. It's a moment of time for the nation of priests, Melchizedek order, like come together at that time to engage Pharaoh, man. because is when you check it out, we March, there's a March in the March 1st. And then you check it out now, Battle of Adowa, right? You see it, and then when you look again now,
I hear you.
23 date Empress them formulation again, the league. You see it, and when you look at it, in March, you're supposed to march. That is the front of March, and everything up in the month of March. You see it, and it's like, yeah, man. March, the church is one foundation. But before I even go see the priest, and before we go, I just wanted to put in this one, because if you notice, I was saying these hymns they sing long, right? Because even the hymn there, come and dine, when the master called the come and dine, and all right, even another priest, Baba, as an angel, the fasting knows, he wasn't. Went to my fullness, and as him still an angel, he wasn't that camp at that moment of time when that him neck and Billy, understand? Running even the fast, So, as I say, angels will not be at classroom and something, no matter who you is. You see it, so. But when you look at it now, all those in the church is one foundation, the bread of life, the Lord to me. If you as a young man come to the service, and you never hear these hymns sing it, and if as a baby, and you hear the elders that were before you, or they sing it, and the energy that is in it, you know the amount of time those hymns sing over and over through this fasting period that has been going through, so it riveted in them, it mold themselves in them. So that's what the fasting even do to I and I see me with these things and everything. And that is why it's supposed to do with I and I as Bobo Shanti. Because the more them go and sing and the longer them go and sing, the more it ribbit and find a place in there. So even if you never know the ear, you must end up having to know the ear of one of them in here. Because to hold on them and sing. So if there's no practice that keep, every day that going to be a practice. It's just like the Sabbath service at the 136 Psalm chant, and just continue coming to service. And every Sabbath is like a practice, still getting it and knowing it, and it's still like a practice. You have to practice if you're a sharpshooter.
Practice if you're a sharpshooter.
Of course, yes, definitely. Let me ask what do I know about this culture that usually when after a moment of fasting, especially after this moment day after resurrection, individuals that would have been stern in the kitchen and individuals that would have been known for holding the guard throughout the time, especially when service really going through, would attain the priesthood usually.
All right, you see angels that hold the thing through the fasting. I see these angels have been awarded, because it's the Father coming in within. You understand? Someone who it say him could be a committed soldier for the kingdom. You understand? We see these angels, we see another priest Aisha, because the year when another priest Aisha in Bahamas attained to his priesthood order there. There was another priest Aisha was running the kitchen there also. They along with another priest Morgan, priest Parsi, but he was there. And then you had another priest Young. You understand? Them as young angels. So them deserve it. Yes. You understand?
Prophet Devan.
Howard.
Prophet Howard name.
Right. So all of those angels, and then is the commitment that a man make. Because him probably had a prophet too, and him committed within the Psalms reading them, all of them things, they were them upon Broomfield, and these angels them get awarded. It's a moment of time where after Christ come through out of the 40s and 49, him get rewarded and attain unto the priesthood order. So we ionize them things there. So, even Bubble Shanty in itself have its own award ceremony. So when you check it out, these things award a man still, you see? Yeah. And yeah, man. Faithfully, these angels and them. You see them angels and the service with you and them thing there. Because the building, yeah, man. The house of priest.
Yes, my Lord, give thanks. Give thanks to the strength, give thanks to the blessed evening again. And to the royal family that is in June, we are very thankful for even, your patience with us and your patient listening and of course, just taking in the sincere milk. Even on the YouTube, those in the chat and those who are speaking to one another, give thanks for your presence. Give thanks for all avenues of right. Give thanks to the Baba Shanti International Study Group as well, brought forth by the African Liberation Network as well. And the elders that partake of that more time that has been emanating such strength. Because this is what's needed, platforms where especially the younger ones, and young don't necessarily mean in age alone as such, although we are young really, but ones who are fresh to this thing and seeking this thing, especially from some distant land where they don't have a neighbor that can even start to talk to them. Some far place somewhere in a winterland, they depend on these little YouTube channels and so just to hear a word on what Rastafari is about. So it is good that we can construct an avenue and a specific rhythm and a time frame that they know, and they can come and learn more regularly on this aspect of what taking place within the art of Emmanuel Charles Edward.
Yeah.
True, my Lord, if you could bless us with the sealing prayer,
It's just one thing you draw to I remember on Saturday. It's a jar that I was holding when you say ones and ones might not have anyone near them, and then same time that I remember there are 3 angels that did come to camp from Costa Rica, Peace Blaze, and I'm not two, and I think Leonardo, and there's another Leon, and another one, and a priest Leon, and they came as prophets, and the funniest thing now, there's this young angel that you saw from Argentina. We at Turban, I think it was Pablo is his name. I don't quite remember. But what happened now, he met these 3 brethren in Argentina with them turban and them head. And as these brethren said, now the brethren said to them, where you have on turban? You don't know the order. Hey, where you put on turban, you know the order. So him send them to camp. Yeah, there was 3 brethren there. I just remember still. That's what I see that. And I see them build up themselves towards the priesthood order. You see it? So, yeah, I just remember that.
Yeah, but no, it's reality, because especially as I say, in them winter wonderland, and even certain parts of Africa where ones will tell you, hey, they have nobody around them, nobody in sight. You know what I mean? They can even get a drop of information from as it relates to this level of consciousness.
True.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
True.
Yes, my Lord, but when they are ready, I could give it
Rastafari.
Until we come
my Lord. Holy Manuel Selassie, Rastafari. Reason better than preaching to the Most High. Selassie, Rastafari. Glory be to our Father and to the Son, to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now and ever shall be, Jehovah without end. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Weary wanderer, stop and listen. Happy news I bring to thee. Negus has prepared a banquet. Come and welcome, thou shalt be. Make no longer vain excuses, neither scars and cause ye know. Come, for everything is ready. Weary soul, why waitest thou? Give thanks to life for the most high, and we give thanks this that is going through at the ends of the earth in this time. We give thanks to our neighbors for thou art the way make, and thou make a way through the wilderness. Give thanks to the ever living water, the ever living stream of righteousness. Freedom, redemption, international repatriation, to the voice and power of the mighty I am, King Emmanuel the 7, down here, God, Jah. Rastafari, my Lord. Bless the love, give
Rastafari.
thanks.
Yes, my Lord. Until I and I reason again, and we hope to,
Enjoy.
sit down
Yes,
with
my
another
Lord.
priest.
True, majesty. Take it
When
forward. So
time coming.
it's a good moment,
I
because
give
any
thanks.
priest can be called upon at any time. So I know that,
Yes.
this reminds me, like the father say, as one call you're going to get, and you don't know when the call is. Yeah, you see it? So,
Yeah, I gonna tell you straight, I'm gonna put it there straight out there, maybe you listening. I
alright.
thought I had Priest Imsley information statue away somewhere, and I said,
Oh,
wow, if I
glorify.
know his angel, I would be happy to come in, Priest Imsley. So if you listening or anything. Anyway,
Rastafari.
between now and then, don't worry, man, that's an easy thing.
Majesty. Give
Between now and
thanks.
then,
Bless
it's
the
alright.
Lord.
I think we have time to
Honorable.
give blessing. Hey Lord, give thanks, God and King. Yes, family, let me just say here, pardon me to the chat. I was going through to see what if anyone had any question. I didn't see any, but I see one question here. Let me just touch it before I go, and it is what to eat after fast to break your fast. So, as I said, I didn't see that. Let me just run through. I didn't see any other actual questions as such. But again, of course, your goodie is going through a certain, I'm going to make this quick too, a certain, level of healing when you're fasting. Obviously, you are replenishing your cells and repairing your cells really, and replenishing the organs, and renewing your tissues and neurons, and so on, respark many different things, your skin, you're reversing aging. All of these things are taking place when you're fasting. Depending on how accustomed your goodie or anatomy or body, as they call it, is to the fasting, it would deal with the fasting maybe a bit differently. Some people, when they fast, they may feel all of that gas pain, and they feel the hungry thing, and so I don't know myself. I don't really go through those things, and that's the honest truth. And I mean, as you could hear, is we fasting all day till the sun go down. You know what I mean? And chalice blazing too, eh? That's the first cup of tea. Even before morning devotion, chalice must blaze. Not no little grade neither. And some people say they can't burn chalice because they didn't eat nothing yet. And well, I can't speak for them, but for sure I can't eat nothing till we blaze the chalice, really. So I'm just saying, you deal with your goodie with love, lightly. There are different levels to this. Of course, as you just heard, Honorable Kes Westmore express how we break the fast. And the first thing that goes down your esophagus is some water. So that's basically the first thing, water. And as you could see, not just no regular water out of the well, in the clay pot, river stone. So the goodie will be happy, or the body will be happy to receive that level of water, and that kind of moisturize getting the whole digestive system kind of prepared for whatever else is coming in. And then obviously some fruits are always a good option, whatever the fruit may be. Obviously fruits are usually water based, so then it's still light on the stomach, light on the goodie, light on the structure. And then of course, anything warm after that would be great to kind of get it moving now on a different level. As you know, we all know warm tea, warm sip, and so can help to alleviate some of the gas, really. But especially if you're doing an intermittent fast. So if you're doing like you're just doing a fast one time, that's good. But if you know you're gonna eat and then go back to fast, and eat and then go back to fast for a long period of fasting, well, you should really try to put in some green juices, so that you could keep the vital minerals, minerals, vital amine, vitamins, vital amines. You keep them in the structure, repairing the cells, because you're going to need that chlorophyll. 'Cause the bottle of green juice is better than any plate of food, really. It may not be a belly full, but it's nutrients, especially if you're blending the right greens. And then, of course, you can tackle your big food, as they call it. But when you're doing this intermittent fast, it's not no rush to go eat no big food. After a while, if you're doing it correctly, you're going to see food and just have to leave that alone. So I hope I answered that correctly for those who wanted a question with that. All right. Well, give thanks again for the life giver and the keeper of life. Give thanks for all of those who are definitely with us, and give thanks for all strength, and give thanks to the Honorable Kes Westmore. Keep it locked here to Radio Anu, and those who have been in tune on the YouTube, give thanks for also your presence with us. The international flavor, the universal spice. Holy Manuel I.